Hello again, and welcome to another video tutorial brought to you by the virtualinstructor.com. Today we're going to be drawing a sphere using graphite. So I'm going to start off by drawing a circle, and remember, a circle is a shape. A sphere is actually a form, and although we're not actually making a form, we are making an illusion of a form, and I'm going to show you how to do that using value. Right now I'm going to draw a little light source up there in the left hand corner. That's just to help us keep in mind where the light is coming from. And then with the sphere, I'm going to start on the opposite side of that light source and start adding my value. This part of the sphere is going to be the darkest part of the sphere, and I'm also going to leave a little bit of space off of that because when light comes down, it actually shines all around the sphere and it bounces back off of the surface and creates a reflected area on the opposite side of the light source. So I'm going to leave a little bit of a lighter area on that side. I'm also going to start adding the value in half circle type motion to kind of help develop that form of the sphere as well. You'll also notice that in this video that I'm not going to use my finger to smudge the graphite. Although you can ask certain people, they'll tell you to smear with your finger. I would suggest that you don't. I think that you have greater control over the graphite using the tip of the pencil and just varying the degree of pressure that you put on the pencil. Another thing I like to do when I'm using the graphite to get that smooth gradation of value is I'll go in different directions with the pencil as I'm applying the graphite. Sometimes I like to think of it as making little small circles, and when you make those little small circles, it builds up the gradation a little bit smoother. Now, because this is a tutorial and I want to keep it kind of short, I'm not going to get too obsessed with making my change in value real smooth. I'm just going to give you an idea of where the shadows are going to be and where the highlights are, and leave it at that. So I'm going to go back and make my core shadow a little bit darker. And by having that gradation of value from one side to the other, it really makes the sphere look more like a form. Like I said, if I wanted to, I could render this a lot more, but because I want to keep this short, I'm going to go ahead and add a cast shadow underneath the sphere, and it's going to go out longer on the side that's the opposite from the light source, and it's going to start to fade as it gets further away from the sphere. Super dark right underneath the sphere, and it starts to fade as it goes out. Alright, there is a proper terminology when you're talking about the different parts of a shadow. This part right here behind the sphere is called a cast shadow. A cast shadow is the area where light is not hitting a surface because an object's in the way of it. This part on the other side is called the highlight. It's the opposite of a cast shadow. It's the area on a surface where light is hitting. You can see that area is the lightest part of the sphere. This part right above the cast shadow on the opposite side of the highlight is called the core shadow. It's the shadow that's actually on the object. And then your midtone is the area right in between the highlight and the core shadow. It's usually the actual color of the object. So there you have it. I hope you use highlights, midtones, core shadows, and cast shadows in all your drawing. Thank you for joining us for another thevirtualinstructor.com video tutorial.